Before I start the video, I want you all to join me in a moment of silence to remember the 97 Liverpool supporters who died at Hillsborough. These 97 Liverpool supporters were not killed by accident, they were unlawfully killed. So please join me in this moment of reflection. The silence will end when the timer goes off. Thank you. Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today welcome to my Game Week 31 Premier League predictions. By the way, I want to thank the guys who actually joined me in that moment of silence. Much appreciated. But yeah, anyway guys, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe, and let's get into the video. Okay then, and the first game comes at Villa Park, and it is Aston Villa versus Newcastle. Probably the biggest game this weekend in the Premier League. Of course, two informed teams at the moment in the Premier League. Aston Villa doing absolutely fantastic under Unai Emery, whilst Newcastle having a fantastic season under Eddie Howe. Of course, when Emery came in as Villa manager, Villa I think were about 16th in the Premier League. They were struggling. They couldn't get wins, but all of a sudden Unai Emery has transformed that club, and now they're fighting for a place in Europe. And Unai Emery, what a job he has done. So you've got to give credit to him. But it's not going to be easy for Villa against a Newcastle side who are fighting for a place in the Champions League. And of course, you know, they've just had a ever since day one of this season, Newcastle have been brilliant. I think it'll be a really good game, so I'm going to sit on the fence and go Aston Villa 2, Newcastle 2. I'm going to go with a 2-all draw. Okay, then the next game comes from Stamford Bridge. It is Chelsea versus Brighton at Stamford Bridge. And of course, Chelsea, of course, they did play in the Champions League in the week, and of course they did lose 2-0 versus Real Madrid at the Bernabeu in the quarter-final first leg. To be honest, I think the first half was really, really poor from Chelsea, but the second half was better, even though Ben Chilwell did get sent off. Brighton did lose 2-1 against Tottenham last week, and to be fair to Brighton, they got absolutely robbed. Being a Spurs fan, I have to say they got robbed, because some of the refereeing decisions towards Brighton were absolutely appalling. But Chelsea, I think their problem at the moment is they can't score. It's that they can't, they don't have a striker, and also with Todd Bowley buying all these players, it's difficult for the manager to actually stick with a squad because of all the players that Chelsea have got. It's just a mess at Chelsea, if I have to be honest. But yeah, score prediction for me, I think Brighton should win this one. Graham Potter derby. Of course, you know, Graham Potter managed Brighton and Chelsea. But yeah, anyway, prediction for me, I'm going to go Chelsea 0, Brighton 2. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Brighton. Okay, then the next game is Everton versus Fulham at Goodison Park. And of course, Everton last week, they lost to Manchester United. I watched the game. Everton played okay-ish in a few parts of the game, but United were probably the better side. And for Fulham, of course, their last game, they lost to West Ham at Craven Cottage last week. Not a good result for Fulham considering where West Ham are in the league. But of course, you know, they've still got no Mitrovic. I don't know if Marco Silva's back or not, but I know Willian's back for this game, which Fulham fans will be glad about. For me, I think this is probably a game for Everton which they could win, considering Fulham have been struggling quite recently. And for me, I think Everton will get something out of this. I think the Everton fans will be behind the team. So I'm going to go Everton 1, Fulham 1. I'm going to go 1-1. Okay, then the next game is a big game at the bottom of the Premier League. It is Southampton versus Crystal Palace at St Mary's Stadium. And Roy Hodgson is waving his wand because, you know, he's just carrying Crystal Palace to safety. And what a win last week. Any Leeds fans, cover your ears. They lost. Crystal Palace won 5-1 against Leeds. I was listening to the game because I was on a walk last week, and to be fair, Leeds looks like they absolutely started fantastically against Palace. The first half it looks like they were brilliant, but second half it was a catastrophe. They fell apart, and Palace just ran right. They got the first goal, then they got the second goal, the third goal, and then it just went downhill from there for Leeds. But Palace, you know they've done well under Roy Hodgson so far. Again, it's another big game against Southampton. Southampton, of course, they lost to Manchester City. To be fair, I thought City absolutely dominated Southampton in that game. For me, I think Palace will win this one. It'll be tight, but Palace will win. So I'm going to go Southampton 1, Palace 2, 2-1 to Crystal Palace. Okay, then the next game is Tottenham versus Bournemouth at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And of course, we did win last week, but did we deserve to win? No, we didn't. And by the way, guys, I do apologise that the Brighton vlog isn't up. I have actually deleted it because it's taking a week to upload and it's just taking too long. But of course, I'll do a vlog for Bournemouth tomorrow. But yeah, but like I was saying, did we deserve to beat Brighton? Absolutely not. Didn't really play well, have to be honest. I thought Brighton absolutely dominated us. The referee was on our side, VAR was on our side, and the officiating was really poor on Brighton's side. But yeah, Bournemouth, they beat Leicester last week, which is a really big win for them, considering where Bournemouth are in the Premier League down there, trying to stay up and not be in the Championship next season. But it's going to be really tough for Bournemouth. But to be fair, of course, Tottenham Bournemouth, I don't know if you can see that there, because in 2018 I was mascot at the Vitality Stadium for Bournemouth against Tottenham, which I'll never forget that day. So this fixture is kind of a special one for me on a personal level. But yeah, for me, I think we will win. Bournemouth, are down there. It's a winnable game. We should win, but knowing Spurs, anything can happen. We'll probably do a Spurs and lose. But yeah, anyway, prediction, I'm going to go Tottenham 3, Bournemouth 1, 3-1 to Tottenham. Okay, then the next game is Wolves versus Brentford at Molineux. Now, Brentford, I think they've lost their last 2 games, Brentford, because they lost to Newcastle last week and they lost to Manchester United as well. But to be fair, it is Man United and Newcastle. And Wolves, can Brentford beat Wolves? They can, but will they do it? Well, Wolves beat Chelsea last week, which is a really good win for them. And to be fair, well, people are probably saying, "Oh, it's Chelsea, blah blah." But to be fair, considering Wolves are down there, I think Wolves will stay. But even though Wolves are down there in the relegation battle, it's a big win for them. But it's going to be tough against Brentford, who are quite decent. But they lost to Newcastle last week, Brentford. But I didn't watch the game, but Cody watched it because I streamed Soccer Saturday with him. And Brentford looks like they started decent, but it looks like Newcastle kind of got back into the game. But yeah, for me, I think Brentford will win this one. I'm going to go Wolves 1, Brentford 3. I'm going to go 3-1 Brentford. Okay, then we move on to the half-5 game. And of course, it is Manchester City against Leicester. And for me, I'm just going to keep this short and sweet. City have got this in the bag. Leicester are terrible. I'm sorry, I think Leicester are going down. honestly, in the games that they have to win against other teams that are around them, Leicester, they just simply can't beat them. And there is absolutely no chance that Leicester are going to win this one. If Leicester win, then actually fair play. But for me, I think they're going to get absolutely battered. Prediction, I'm going to go Manchester City 6, Leicester 0. 6-0 to Man City. Okay then, and the next game, it is Super Sunday. First game on Super Sunday, it is West Ham versus Arsenal at the London Stadium. Now, West Ham did play last night in the Europa Conference League. They drew 1-1 with Belgian side KAA Ghent. I watched the last few minutes of the game. Again, player got sent off. But to be fair, is a draw again alright? I don't know. I don't really know how good Ghent are, I'm not going to lie, but West Ham fans, I don't watch the game, but any West Ham fans watching, let me know how you played last night. Of course, you know, Premier League-wise, West Ham got a big win last week at Fulham. Big win for them. Fulham, of course, chasing for Europe. So, you know what, it's actually a big result for West Ham, but this is not going to be an easy game for them. You know, they're playing Arsenal, top of the league, and they're top of the league for a reason. I think Arsenal have beaten every single London club they have played against this season. So I think Arsenal will keep up their 100% record against London clubs. Well, actually, no, I'll rephrase that. They haven't lost against a London club this season. So I think Arsenal will keep up that 100% record. And I'm going to go West Ham 0, Arsenal 3, 3-0 to Arsenal. Okay, then we now move on to the half-4 game, and it is Nottingham Forest against Manchester United. And of course, these two teams did play each other, I think, 2 months ago in the Carabao Cup semi-final. To be honest, Forest was really poor, I'm not going to lie. I thought United just battered them, but of course, Man United, I did watch them last night. They drew 2-2 with Sevilla in the Europa League. And to be honest, you know, I think United are going to struggle this game. They got no Rashford, no Garnacho, I don't think, no Varane, no Martinez. There's a lot of key players that will not be in this game for Man United, so it is going to be difficult for them. So they'll probably have to play like Maguire, Lindelof, some other players. And for me, Forest, this is a game that they could win, considering the amount of players that United won't have on Sunday. Of course, you know, I think the three big ones being Rashford, Lisandro Martinez and Varane. But of course, Forest last time out lost to Villa. But I'm not really surprised by that because Villa are doing good. Man United last time out in the Prem, they beat Everton. And to be fair, United, they played okay in that game, I would say. Everton played alright, but I've probably said United were probably the better side. But yeah, prediction, I think Forest are going to get something. Forest are kind of good at home, I'm not going to lie. The Forest fans always get behind them. So for me, I'm going to go Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester United 1. Okay, then in the final game is Leeds versus Liverpool. And of course, Liverpool did play Arsenal last week at Anfield. And to be fair, Liverpool, for me, first half an hour, they were very poor. But I think when Salah made it 2-1, Liverpool just went like that and they just were really good. They created a lot of chances. Liverpool could have won the game if Konate would have scored. And that would have been a big win for Liverpool, sorry. Of course, Leeds got battered 5-1 by Palace. And like I said earlier, Leeds, you know, considering how well they started, I don't know what happened to them. It's like revving up a piece of paper. It's like that. It was like that for Leeds. But people are saying Leeds could win this game. But I'm not sure. I think it could go either way. But I think it could go either way. Leeds could win this, or Liverpool could win this. So for me, I'm going to go with a narrow 2-1 win for Liverpool. I think both teams will show a fight. They want to win, but Liverpool are going to win 2-1. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Smash the like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.